Diaz strikes me as a little self-centered. 1,000 years ago, on the Animalium, Shirogane and Tetumu's great-grandmother, Murasaki, used to sing to Gao Diaz each morning. I really liked it, and, great relationship and all that. And then one day some Orgets invaded the Animalium and attacked Shirogane. Well, Murasaki intercepted one of the attacks meant for Shirogane, and she lost her ability to sing. So Gao Diaz blamed Shirogane for not protecting the Shrine Priestess, and Gao Diaz just walked away. That was the last that was ever seen of him. He didn't get destroyed in battle, he didn't get scared off. No, he just didn't like the fact that somebody stopped singing to him each morning, so he walked off and said, I'm going to go listen to someone else sing for 1,000 years. What's up with that? So 1,000 years goes by, Shirogane is revived as Gao Silver in the modern day, and the 6th GaoRanger are now going up against Tombstone Org, who's got this invulnerability thing going. They've tried every possible combination under the sun, it's just not bringing this guy down. And the last of all is Gao Muscle Striker. They just can't do it. And so, all of a sudden, after 1,000 years, here comes Gao Diaz prancing across the skyscrapers of the city. What an entrance, huh? And by himself, Gao Diaz wraps up Tombstone Org in a bubble and puts him to sleep for a couple hours, and then just walks away again. Of course, the modern-day GaoRanger are kind of scratching their heads over this one, as am I. But Shirogane knows the reason why. He's still racked with grief and guilt over the fact that he was Loki for 1,000 years. That's still bugging him. Round 2, Tombstone Org comes back. All the power animals, all the GaoRanger, they're up, they're ready to go. It's still not working. But Gao Diaz shows up and says, hey, I'd like to come back, but I need you guys to sing to me. Well, Murasaki obviously isn't alive anymore and hasn't been for a good 1,000 years. So her granddaughter, Tetemu, and Shirogane perform the song once again. And as the morning sun rises, Gao Diaz comes along and just bam, 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 beats the crap out of Tombstone Org and revives all of the power animals all by itself. I mean, we're talking 13 power animals here. He just revives them all by himself. He just waves his antlers and voila, they come straight back to full power. Pretty impressive. So Gao King is formed, and they're finally able to put the beat down on Tombstone Org. Posability on Gao Diaz is pretty similar, almost identical to, Gao Giraffe. In fact, they share some similar components, albeit, smaller sized, and it has a PVC tail as well that doesn't move, which is nice. Head can bend up and down, but the difference is the mouth can open and close. That's nice. And for all you hunting fans out here, he is a 10-point buck. So, yeah, look out for this guy, except he stands 200 feet tall or something like that. So, yeah, that is Gao Diaz. I'll tell you, though, putting these antlers on is a real challenge. Even though the antlers are made of PVC, I really had to struggle because it's got these really thin, you can see the bumps right here, they had to make space. There are these pegs that come out of the head, or that come out of these gray sections here. These are ABS, these are PVC. You can see the split right there. Anyways, there are these little pegs that stick out that allow you to turn it. And, God, I had to spend about 5 minutes on each antler trying to get it in there. It was a disaster trying to get those things on there. But unfortunately, that's the only way you can complete the toy, and it's the only assembly process you need to go through. So, yeah, that takes a while, and I don't think it'd be a good idea to carve out the hole or the post because you need that friction to be functional in there when you actually get it on there. So, yeah, you're going to struggle on that a bit. But the details on it, overall, are rather nice. Yeah, that's Gao Diaz. As with all of the accessory power animals up to this point, Gao Diaz comes with a little avatar that can be stuck into one of the Gao crystals. Then you can stick it into the jewel ken. It's all made of PVC. Very nice. It's got some really nice detailing on it too, even on the antlers. That's real similar to the full-size version. So, very nice. Very nice. Gao Diaz's avatar. The transformation for Gao Diaz is actually very similar to Gao Giraffe. There are a couple variations, of course. What you need to worry about in the series, I don't know why they do this, but the legs twist backwards, and then they stay vertical during the transformation. Well, the toy can't do that, obviously, so you need to shift the arm forward. And to me, it looks a little more consistent when you put it next to Gao Giraffe. since they are so similar to each other, I just put the legs forward. The tail does not move. Now watch what happens to the antlers, the space between the points here when I tilt the head forward. Watch. See how they split apart? There's a peg right there, pushes into the slot there, that adjusts how those open and close. Those antlers were incredibly difficult to put on there, like I explained earlier. And so what you need to do, even though there's friction here, you can see that the antlers, when they're stored in the packaging, one on top of the other, you can clearly see that they were a little warped, either during manufacturing or shipping. I'm not sure which. I actually got this a couple of years after they were made, so mine had plenty of time to get all warped out. Anyways, you need the friction on those two posts there, as I described earlier, because there actually is no ratcheting mechanism, but what you have to do is you actually have to turn the antlers downwards so that they're parallel to everything else. Well, because of the way the antlers are warped and the fact that they don't ratchet here, what you have to do is just let it sit in one position for a really, really, really long time, and I'm talking years, and then there's a little deformity on each of the posts that, at least on mine, where it'll actually snap into place now because I actually I let it sit in those one position. So it actually, for me, it'll ratchet into the positions that I want it to be in. So that's the GaoDX transformation. And just as GaoDraft was originally placed on the right arm, GaoDX is going to be placed on the left arm. And there you have Gao King Crosshorn. The action feature that GaoDX brings to Gao King Crosshorn is this. And that's why the antlers are made of PVC. Now, Gao King Crosshorn, couldn't think of the name there for a moment there, sorry, blank, has two attacks on it. Has the bubble capture, whereas a magic bubble fills this up, and he swings it like a bubble wand at Tombstone Org. Tombstone Org floats up into the air and then goes kablooey. Okay. The other is the Horn Crash, where it actually picks up something with these antlers and throws the unfortunate org clear across the city, where it promptly crashes into some abandoned buildings. As the action feature for Gao King Crosshorn. They call him Gao Diaz in Japan, but that just means Gao Deer. So, yeah. Anyways, you want to know the difference between Gao Diaz and the Deer Wildzord from Power Rangers Wild Force? Well, all of the gold that you see on here has been painted on, and a good share of that gold is missing from the Deer Wildzord. The fine lines there, the line back there, that there. The tail is actually left, and I think the lower legs were also left too. So, really the only gold that you have on it is on the front of the head, and that's it. Well, what's the point of having it on the head? I'm not sure, but that's just what they did with it. And really, that's the only big difference. Like I said, the gold adds a little bit of flair to it, but whatever, that's aesthetic. So, GaoDX is the final regular accessory mecha for the Power Animals line from Hyakujuu Sentai GaoRanger. Kind of an interesting way of ending the line, wouldn't you say? I don't know about you, but just the teal green was just kind of an offset, especially when you put it together with Gao Muscle. It's just kind of weird. I mean, by itself, it looks okay, but when you try and put it together with one of the other combos, it just doesn't work. It just, it's not one of my favorites. Well, no, I mean, that's not fair. In the series, he's the most versatile power animal. He can heal 12 or 13 power animals all by himself, by the way. He can capture an org all by himself. And then he has not one, not two, but 3 attacks when he's attached to a Hyakujuu Getai. So, by far the most powerful and the most versatile of the power animals. I mean, make no mistake, it's still very well designed, and it's nice that the tail doesn't fall off every chance it gets. To me, the biggest hassle with GaoDX is his antlers. They're made of PVC, so that means they've been painted and, they'll wear away over time. They've been, bent and flexed when they were manufactured or when they were put in the box, and you really have to fight to get them on, and you have to spend time, deciding where you want to put them. They don't ratchet into position. You actually have to decide which way you're going to twist it for Gao King Crosshorn and any of the others. But really, the antlers should not prevent you from getting this. I mean, in my opinion, Gao Giraffe is a better power animal, just kind of aesthetically and function-wise. I mean, look at the line you're collecting here. You might as well just finish it off with GaoDX, So I'd say it's worth getting. And so, this is Ava Unit 4A for CollectionDX.com, signing off.
魂が今響き合う股間を研ぎ澄ませ眠れる力が開く GaoRanger 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 気高い雄たけびを上げろ地球の命 Hyakujuu Sentai GaoRanger 燃えろガオ突っ走れ